It started with a simple curiosity, one that I now deeply regret. I was browsing Reddit late at night. As I often do when sleep escapes me, I stumbled upon a thread titled, "What is the scariest, most unexplainable thing that has ever happened to you?" Hundreds of comments, thousands of upvotes. I clicked, expecting to be entertained. Instead, I found myself spiraling into a rabbit hole of horror that I may never escape. One story in particular stood out to me. A simple, unassuming post by a user named Throwaway13. I used to live in a small town where everyone knew each other. One summer, my best friend, Alex, disappeared. The police searched for weeks, but he was never found. It was as if he had vanished into thin air. Then, 6 years later, I received a message from his number. It only said 4 words, "I never really left." The post sent a chill down my spine. The comments were flooded with speculation. Was this a sick joke? A hacker? Or something far worse? But what truly unsettled me was the fact that Throwaway13 never responded to any of the comments. Their account was deleted mere hours after posting. I should have stopped reading then, but I didn't. The man who never blinks. Another story caught my eye, and I found myself unable to look away. A woman, username Silent Watcher, recounted an eerie experience from her college years. She lived in an old dormitory where strange occurrences were common. Whispers in empty hallways, doors creaking open on their own, and an unsettling feeling of being watched. But one night, something happened that changed her forever. I was studying late, around 3 a.m., when I glanced at the window. There was a man standing outside, staring up at me. At first, I thought he was just a passerby, but then I noticed he wasn't blinking. Not once. I looked away for a second, and when I looked back, he was still there. Same expression, same unblinking stare. It was like he wasn't even real. I closed my laptop, turned off my desk lamp, and climbed into bed, pretending I hadn't seen him. But the next morning, I found something that made my blood run cold. On my window were 2 perfectly imprinted handprints. From the inside, underscore. I felt a strange heaviness in my chest. The more I read, the more I felt as if the stories were reaching out to me, as if something, or someone, was watching. I closed Reddit, but the damage was already done. The missing roommate. One final story before I forced myself to sleep. A user named Hollow Echo shared an experience that was eerily similar to the others. I lived with 3 roommates in an old apartment near campus. One of them, Matt, was quiet and kept to himself. He wasn't around much, but we all assumed he was just busy with classes. Then, one day I realized something strange. I hadn't seen Matt in weeks. We knocked on his door, but there was no answer. Eventually, we called the landlord to check inside. When he finally unlocked the door, the room was empty. No furniture, no clothes, no personal belongings. It was as if no one had ever lived there. Confused, we asked the landlord when Matt had moved out. His response? "Who's Matt? I only rented this place to 3 people." My stomach twisted into knots. I checked the time, 3:12 a.m., and then my phone buzzed. A message from an unknown number. It read, "I never really left." I jolted upright, my breath caught in my throat. It had to be a prank. But how? I never commented, never interacted, never even shared these stories with anyone. I looked around my dark room. The silence felt heavier than usual. Then, I noticed something on my window. 2 perfectly imprinted handprints. From the inside. I didn't sleep that night. How could I? My mind raced through possibilities. Maybe I had put my hand on the glass earlier without realizing. Maybe I was overthinking. Maybe, or maybe not. I grabbed my phone, my hands trembling. I stared at the message, my pulse pounding in my ears. I never really left. I typed a response before I could stop myself. Who is this? No reply. Minutes passed, then an hour. Nothing. I turned my phone off and tried to convince myself that it was just a bad joke. But deep down, I knew better. And then, at exactly 3:12 a.m. the next night, my phone buzzed again. A picture message. My stomach churned as I opened it. It was a photo of my bedroom window. The same window I was staring at right now. But in the photo, there was someone standing outside. A man, unmoving, unblinking, and he was staring right at me. I shot out of bed and rushed to the window. My breath fogged up the glass as I peered outside, my heart slamming against my ribs. Nothing. Just the empty street, bathed in dim, orange streetlights. I checked my phone again. The message was gone. No picture, no text, as if it had never been sent. My blood turned to ice. I knew then that this wasn't over, and whatever had started wasn't just inside my screen anymore. It was inside my life,